What's going on, Dream Starters? If anybody out there who doesn't know who I am, my name is Mike Fallat. I own a company called Dream Starters University, and I help entrepreneurs write books, and then I teach them how to use it as a marketing tool to get clients, get attention, get speaking gigs, get leverage. I started this company a couple of years ago because I got sick and tired of seeing people who were born with a lot of wealth and connections have the ability to promote themselves on social media, on TV, on the radio, much easier. So I figured out a system with a book that was able to help me leverage myself to get speaking gigs, to get attention, to get leverage, and beat those people. So what I did is I created Dream Starters University, and through an assembly line, basically, we help entrepreneurs bring their story to life in a very fast amount of time, turn it into a bestseller on Amazon, and then we show them how to use it so they can get in front of other people who might have more connections, more resources, etc. So if you have any questions, please comment it down below and let me know if you are, what type of business you're in. If you have any questions, if you ever are interested in meeting me one-on-one via Zoom. I love talking to people via Zoom, way more than a phone call. So let's see here. What I'm going to be going over in this video is 10 steps to creating your first book. So let me know if you have any questions down below. Comment yes or no if you can or cannot hear me, and I'll get back to you and fix this for you. But if you're looking to write your first book, there's a couple things that I tell all of my clients. Number one, the end goal should be in mind. Before you even begin, you should understand where you're taking this. If you want to be the expert motivator, write a book about motivation, something that you went through in a very difficult time, learn from, and you apply to everyday life. Think about the end goal. If you create a book about social media but you don't care about social media, you cannot position yourself as the expert in something that you're not trying to use for your own business. You have to put yourself in a position that if somebody was to look at your background, they would understand that you are the expert in it. For example, one of my clients beat cancer at 16 years old. So he knows a very difficult time in his life, and he knows that he's going to use that as his competitive advantage against other people who are in the motivational field. That he could say to people, listen, I've been through some very difficult times. You want to come to me, I can help you out with this stuff because I went through the hardest of the hard times. So please listen to me. Another one of my clients is a social media guru. He positioned himself as the Instagram expert. So guess what? When you have a book, it's a bestseller in relation to Instagram, then you're able to showcase your skills, your abilities, and also give people something so they can take with them, a book. Any questions on there, SVD? Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Number one, keep the end goal in mind. My first book was called Dream Starter, the Startup Business Guide for the Die-Hard Entrepreneur. Got into business 2008, got into rental property, software, direct-to-home dog product service. Learned a ton about startups, so I wrote a book about it. Positioned myself as the startup guy. Now I'm positioning myself as the marketing guy. So you use the book to get to the next level of your career. Number two, the book title. The next thing you should worry about is your book title. It should be, and I tell this to all my clients, it should be a how-to guide. Why in the hell would anybody want to pick up your book? Because it adds value to their life. If they pick up the book and they don't know exactly what it's for, and it's too cute of a name, or if it's too clever, they're not going to read it. They're not going to open that email if you do send it to them as an ebook. Whenever you talk about it on your Facebook Lives, your Instagram Lives, or if you promote it at an event, if it's not simple, if it's not clean, if it's not basic, people will not grasp it. So keep it simple, but it should be a how-to. You are positioning yourself as the expert. Once again, your book is a marketing tool. It's not the end-all, be-all. In my eyes, it's actually the start. If I would have had these last 8, 9 years to do all over again, I would have wrote a book in 2008 about the top 10 entrepreneurs in 2008 and positioned myself as the entrepreneur expert in 2008 before I started my business. Well, how do you position yourself as the expert before you get started? Well, you do a little bit of research. You talk about stories of what your dad went through, maybe something happened in your family history, maybe something that happened to you that day. Use that as your competitive advantage, but then you do your own research and you tie other people's stories into your own book. Now, once you have a best-selling book, you have immediate credibility and eyes watching you. Questions below, 2 comments here. Let's see if anybody's... Now, once you have a best-selling book, you have immediate credibility and eyes watching. Some people are watching here. I cannot see the comments. Yes! Never mind, you're good. Thanks a lot, Gary. I appreciate it. But yeah, you want to make it a how-to guide. Whether you're in business, or if you're a business coach, one of my guys, Rough Cut Rollins, I don't know if you're watching this right now, Steve Rollins, he's a business consultant. I'm working with him and putting his book together and also helping him market it so he becomes a bestseller. He's been in business for years. Since 1983, he's been in the trucking business. He knows so much. He built $1 million business from nothing. And let me just tell you, the people who quote-unquote started from zero, those are the people who can mostly inspire and motivate. And Steve Rollins started from zero. Fascinated by people who built their empire on their own. You'll see a lot of people out there like Gary Vee, who started his company with $3 million, is multi-billion-dollar or multi-million-dollar company now. But I'm fascinated by people who come from nothing and they really, really use their skills and their abilities to make it. And Steve Rollins is now a business coach. And it's incredible to hear his story and how he's going to use the book to help clients who are maybe just getting into startups and consulting themselves. So what he's doing is positioning himself as the business coach expert. And I highly recommend that. You want to make it a how-to guide so those people can accomplish exactly what you accomplished in your life. And don't hide from stuff. People hide their story way too often. If you hide your story, it will eventually come out in the end. And that's going to make you look like a person who's full of shit from the get-go. All right, book title, How To. Yes, research and practice makes a man perfect. I appreciate it, buddy. Let's see here. Alrighty, guys. Number 3 is think of 15 to 20 lessons that you want to teach somebody else. Now, if this is about motivation, if this is about business, if it's about marketing, if this is about social media, if it's about selling, whatever it is, think of 15 to 20 lessons that you want to teach other people. And then what you do is you think about ways to tie that into your own life. If you have 15 to 20 lessons, that means each chapter can have a message tied directly to it. If you read through the chapter, there's one takeaway. You know the attention span of a human being is dropping day by day. So if they read a chapter and there's one really, really hard takeaway, then they can use that in their own life and they're going to think of you and say, hey, this one person taught me. There's this one story you got to read in this person's book. Check it out because this is where I learned this one lesson. And there's a story in Steve Rollins' book. You got to check it out. It's coming out here very soon. And it goes to show you how much you have to care for your clients and how much you have to care for people who come from a different background than you. What he did was he was meeting a big-time client at a restaurant. And he built a rapport with them, like you should always build a rapport with other people. And he went outside and the street vendor and got I think it was a t-shirt created where it said his company name and his client's company name. And it said something about formed together this year. And it was a t-shirt that person can take and use and wear for the rest of their lives. But it was that one extra step that he did that solidified his relationship with that man and also differentiated himself. And it's that little story that sticks with me and will stick with all the readers that's going to help other people in their own business. They should care. They should go the extra mile. But it's that one little story with that one lesson. Each lesson should be applied to each chapter. One lesson, one chapter. See if there's anybody have any questions here. If you do have any questions, comment it below. I appreciate you guys watching. This means a hell of a lot to me. It's really tough to, let me try to boost up the lighting. So let me do, here we go. Let me try to boost up the lighting. Do it right, step by step. I appreciate that, man. Comment below if you guys have any questions. If I don't answer it now, I'll get back to you. It's getting dark here. I boosted up the lighting in the studio, but if you cannot see, I'll braid it up in the YouTube version of this. Alrighty, now you have 15 to 20 lessons that you want to teach. And it could be vision. It could be as simple as, okay, I want to teach people who are starting a business the importance of having vision, the importance of branding yourself, the importance of maybe building relationships, the importance of branding yourself a certain way. Whatever it is, just think of one lesson. Then, as I just said, 15 to 20 stories of your own life that you can apply to how you learned these lessons. 15 to 20 stories. If you take 15 to 20 stories, whether it's in third grade, I fell off my bicycle and this is how I grasped the understanding that once you fall off, you keep going, you keep learning, you keep getting back on that bike, whatever it is. Or in fourth grade when I got into a fight, because of this, I realized that I had to stand up for myself and fight back as much as possible. Whatever it is, all right? Your stories should be personal. Now, why do you want 15 to 20 stories of your own life? Because the book is a relationship builder. You're trying to get people to understand who you are. Remember this, guys. People do business with people who remind them of themselves. Okay? So if you tell a story that says, you know what? To the person, they read it and they say, you know what? That happened to me. Or I can relate to this person. Or I see where this person's coming from. What you have there is you build a little bit of trust. Okay? That's why you should never hide your entire story. You should be authentic and transparent. The more you hide, the more it's going to be found out later, and the more you're going to be called bullshit for the rest of your days. You're going to see a lot of people out there who hide. They don't do a lot of Facebook Lives or Instagram Lives, or they don't put books out there. They actually don't get interviewed. Why is that? Because they're afraid of being asked the right questions that are going to be the signal, the telltale sign that a lot of their shit is BS. So remember, the people who put themselves out there in an authentic way build trust with the right people. And then eventually you're building trust in a tribe. I always talk about tribes with people. I know that the people who maybe weren't born with a silver spoon are my tribe. I know that because that's exactly where I come from. I can relate to those people so much. I talk about hashtag started from zero. If you are out there, put the comments below. If you started from zero also, I want to hear your story. Get your book out there. Use your difficult times to get in front of other people, to highlight how strong you are and how much you're able to overcome in your days. That's important. So get it down. Whether you're going to go through us or write it on your own or go through somebody else, use your story as your competitive advantage. Now, number 5 is to write. Wow, that's a tough one, huh? Or hire a writer. There's a space there, trust me. Write or hire a writer. Okay? 90% of all celebrity books are ghostwritten. I went to a seminar years ago, And the person said, well, you can have your book ghostwritten for $45,000 or $50,000. Thinking to myself, entrepreneurs are really busy, really, really, really stretched as is. When do they have time to write a book? Well, the people who have the resources can actually have their book written for them. They interview they interview with a writer. The writer brings their story to life on paper. It's just like the same thing as hiring somebody to manage your social media. If somebody else is hiring your social media, then, well, because your time is better spent somewhere else, then why wouldn't you hire somebody to bring your story to life in the most professional manner? People hire ad agencies. People hire marketing companies. And that's what we are. We're more of a marketing company. But what it goes to show you is the people who have the resources, have the money, they can get a lot of things done. And that's why I created this company, because if you want to write, phenomenal, beautiful. I wrote my book. It took me a while to write it. You can write it. It's beautiful. You feel great about it. It takes a long time. You don't know exactly what you're doing. Or you can hire a writer. Now, you can hire a lot of writers. There's plenty of writers out there. Most of them are not marketers. So, you're getting into the strange situation where they're writing about your story, but remember the whole thing about writing a book, what is it really for? It's to market yourself. So you really want to hire a marketer to write for you. And then each chapter should be structured in a certain way that the lesson of each chapter should be a takeaway that they can use in their own business, because what you're doing is actually adding value to those people's lives. And then you can actually create a chapter that has the same flow and makes sense all the way through, where there's a hero, there's struggle, resolution, and there's the takeaway to give away. And then there's the summary and quotes and cute little images and different things you can do, but you can either write it yourself or hire a writer. A lot of people out there don't have a lot of time. I recommend you hire a writer. We have payment plans available. I can show you exactly how we can bring your story to life. Or if you want to write it yourself and then you want us to market it for you, we can absolutely do that. Let's just let you know. But you should write every day for minutes, for maybe an hour. Could be just 10 minutes a day. Just get your thoughts out of your head, down on a piece of paper. You'll be good to go. So, write, or meet with a writer. Now, once it's written, guess what you got to do? I don't care who you are, you need to have it edited by a professional. Some people are great, phenomenal writers, people who write every day. It's like a muscle in your brain. It's like a muscle in your brain where if you keep using it and you keep stretching it, you eventually get stronger and you get faster and you get better. If you don't do it a lot, you're going to have a hard time. It's just how it goes. Some people come to me and they say, I'm an unbelievable writer. I'm the best. I don't need your services for the ghostwriting. I'm such a good writer. My next question is, how often do you write? How often do you write stuff? Do you write your book every day? I haven't written in probably 5-10 years, but I'm an excellent writer. My biggest question to them is, that doesn't even make any sense, because it's like saying I'm a great bodybuilder. I haven't gone to the gym in 10 years. So that's why, if you're really good at it and you write all the time, kudos, go do it. But if you're not a great writer, regardless, you're going to have someone edit it. You can get an aunt, an uncle, a cousin, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it is to edit it, and then you can take it from there. Editing is a huge piece to it. Really. And I actually clump editing with the formatting and the margins and the text size all together. There's so much to editing, and that really is the key, I think. Because if you get your thoughts down on a piece of paper, an editor, a really good editor, can make it really beautiful. And so if you have it written, you need it edited, we also have editors at Dreamstarters University. We can help you out with that. Just go to dreamstartersuniversity.com/book-a-call, and you can I can explain everything there. But you're going to need to have it edited by a professional. Or hire a service that does everything, that does the writing and the editing. And therefore it's cheaper because they actually get a little bit more done. They actually can write themselves and edit themselves at the exact same time, and it's a lot more cost effective that way. Then, this sounds crazy, But now, once it's written, it's formatted, you have the margins right, you have the book title, and this could be a temporary book title. You just need a direction of the book. Now you design the cover. To me, the cover is always after the book is written. Always. What happens, people decide, well, you know what, I'm going to design a cover first, and then I'm going to write it, and then I'm going to tailor everything to that cover. But while you're writing, you get some crazy ideas, and certain things flow out. And you don't want to be married to that cover until the book is done. Make sense? Let's see if there's anybody out there. I don't know if I can't see it right now, the comments, so I'll get back to you afterwards. You design the cover. The cover should be clean and simple. And people try to get the cheesy image of them on the cover, and it's... If I had it to do all over again, my first book, I did have a picture of me looking at the camera. I don't know if I would do that now. I've seen a lot of books since then. We've worked on a lot of books since then. And I think that the best way to do it is to go without a picture of you on the cover. It just looks more professional that way. You don't have to put your picture on there. I mean, it's up to you personally. I just believe it looks a little cheesier when the picture of you is on there. And my next book, I will not have a picture of me on there. Now, if you have a really, really high quality picture of you, yes, and it depends on, I guess, what you look like too. We were working with a fitness model, and obviously she's a fitness model. You want her on the cover. Makes sense, right? But you put yourself on the cover, you keep it clean, you keep it simple. What happens is, the more that's on the cover, the more people are going to kind of stray away and not pay attention to it. So you want a clear, concise, simple message. The cleaner, the better, the more professional. All right, now once the cover's designed, you approve it, you put it together with the book, you put it on Amazon. I believe in KDP. KDP is very similar to CreateSpace. It's a little easier. CreateSpace is great. There's nothing wrong with it. If you like CreateSpace, go do that. I like KDP because you can do both. Now, if you order in bulk, let's say 50, 75, or 100 copies of your book, you might be able to get a little bit better deal on CreateSpace. Thing is I actually do not recommend anybody to do that unless you have many, many, many events, many different things to give away, many different places to go and do signed copies of the book. That's great. It's phenomenal. I recommend it. The entrepreneur out there doesn't have all that. And now you have inventory. Now you have a garage space for all your books. And I hate inventory. I hate having books laying around. You spill coffee on it. It's just a bunch of crap. So I don't like having a bunch of books laying around. So I order probably 10, 15. You have it for events. You have some for video. You have some to give away if it's like you're meeting with a big client. You go and you're meeting with somebody at dinner and you want to give them a signed copy of the book. That's phenomenal. It doesn't take long to order more. You can always order more. KDP is the way to go. CreateSpace is also another nice feature if you want to use that. So put it up on Amazon and you have to position it correctly. That's not number 9. My writing is just really bad. Position. That's what that says. Position. I'm terrible at writing. I'm more of a typer now. And I'm still not the fastest typer, so that doesn't help me too much. But anyway, you put it up on Amazon, you position it correctly. If you don't position it correctly, you're screwed for the Amazon bestseller. You got to position it right. And it's going to help you turn it into a bestseller. It's really a marketing strategy. And position, just like anything in life, means so much to you. So you better do it right in the very beginning. Anyway, position it correctly, put it on Amazon. Doesn't cost you anything. This is absolutely free for anybody out there who doesn't know this. You can go on Amazon and put your book up there for free. It's a little tricky of a process if you're doing it for the very first time. We do this for people. We show people how to do it. If you ever need anything, go to dreamstartersuniversity.com/coaching. and put on Amazon. You buy a copy. Okay? You create the Kindle version, you create the paperback version. Now you buy a copy, gets shipped to you in a couple days. You get a copy in your hand. Very cheap, very easy to do. And you're paying like, I'm telling you, you're paying probably like $4.50 max. So if you create this book on your own time, you're your own editor, you do all your graphic design, you really could create a book for $4.50. Now, the book is really a tool to get you where you want to go, so if it's not done right, it's not going to help you down the road. But you really could create a book for nothing, or $4.50. Get it shipped to your house. Now you go through it one last time, double check everything, see if it's all good. And you promote like no tomorrow. The way we promote is we actually recommend the ebook. You do the ebook, you can actually give it away in exchange for their email. You build a website, which we do for people. You showcase the book. They come to your website. Not many people are spending time on websites nowadays. I think you guys know that. They're spending all their time on social media in different groups, commenting about shit that probably doesn't matter to anybody but themselves. So that's where people are spending their time. What you are going to do is have a website that is SEO optimized. People come to your website either from Google or from Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat to get a copy of your book, or maybe get a couple chapters. Whatever it is, you want to pull them there. They get a little bit about you, maybe a copy of your book, and they're gone. You don't really care if they spend time on your website. It'd be great. You write blogs, you still post them out, and you email blast people. It's phenomenal. Keep doing that. That's going to help you out down the road. It makes you a better writer. Makes you look more active. And let me just tell you, being active on social media or on your blogs or putting books out or going to seminars, activity is very attractive. The more active you are, the way better off you're going to be in the end. Then when you promote, use the book, give it away to people to get speaking gigs. Now you're a best-selling author if you've done it correctly. You can go to schools, you can go to organizations, try to get speaking gigs. You promote like crazy on Instagram, which is my #1 lead generator. You also advertise on Facebook. You can do Facebook ads. I'm not really for it in the very beginning until you have a really sustainable company and you're bringing in a lot of revenue. Because guess what? The average you have to spend on Facebook ads, approximately about $1,000 a month to really be noticed, especially with the algorithm changes. So much happening here. I apologize if I can't see anybody what you're commenting. Let's see here if I'm missing anybody. Let's see here. It's crazy what that. Just don't know how to operate this right now yet. I see a lot of comments. I just can't. I just can't see them. Just don't know how to operate this right now yet. Can't see the comments just yet. I will get to that. I will be able to start working on that a little bit and get better at it. But bear with me. But anyway, you're going to promote the book, and let me show you a couple of them. A couple people we've worked with, either with the writing or the marketing. This guy right here. Heart of the deal, we helped him out with the marketing. His name is Anthony Lawley. Highly recommend you check out this book. This is no joke. This guy knows his stuff. Real estate mogul in Brooklyn, New York. Big deal. Check him out. Helped her out with the marketing. Jackie Phillips. Super awesome woman. Knows her stuff. TV personality, radio personality. Does all kinds of makeup for a lot of Hollywood stars. Check her stuff out. Unbreakable helped out with the marketing. Sifu Carl Romaine, just a wicked dude out in New Jersey. Jimmy Bluff, this is the hardcover, by the way. Check out that hardcover. Pretty awesome. He works with a bunch of stars out in Hollywood. Couple, Tony Robbins, Slash from Guns N' Roses. Big deal. Right here, Cedric Penn, multi-level millionaire. Check him out. Margot Sandy. This guy, wicked dude right here, Gerald Williams. Check him out. 14th or 15th at Mr. Olympia. This guy's knows his stuff too. Multi-level marketing guru. He knows his. He's with Kiani, so if you check him out, helped out with the marketing there. Anyway, these are all tools. Use your tool. Use your book to get to the next level. You have any questions? That's everything. 10 steps to creating your own book. It comes down to promoting and marketing. We can help you out. You just let me know. I got to go for a meeting. Comment below if you have any questions. Reach out to me, dreamstartersuniversity.com. Remember, guys, the next chapter is all that matters. Right on.